Hey now, guys, it's Knockout21 here again with another, um, huh. Well, I'm here again with another, thing, another, Dragon Quest stream. I am still lost. I'm helping that village get started. Unfortunately, this thing doesn't have a time kind of thing. It's that there's no in the battery in this thing is not being used to keep track of things. I'm a little confused. I'm not gonna lie, guys. For a while there, I'm just trying to look at my notes. Okay, well, I should really organize my stuff. Let me see. I got where are the orbs? Got the purple, the blue, the red. So yeah, there is some stuff I have here. However, anyway, where am I now? Okay, well, let me tell you what's been going on. I'm still playing. I'm still working on this review on a game that is very, very difficult, and it came out for both the Saturn and the PlayStation. Um, um, I and for the most part, it's fun. It's it's quite fun. It's like how I remember how the series should be. I don't want to give out too much. However, I'm finding the Saturn version to be a little bit more difficult. Right? And it's not really has to do with how the game design. If there was a different in game design, no, they're both. Each version is the exact same game. But the problem is that the problem is that is that the Saturn version was not very well optimized. I do look at later games in the on the Saturn, and it seems to be doing it works well, right? The Saturn version works well enough. However, it stutters a lot, and when the action gets really intense, it it hinders the gameplay somewhat. You do not see um you do not see enemies as quickly as you should. Ammunition gets like severely spent, and it's just one of those things that make you wonder if it if they were really doing um, if they were really giving it their all. And I honestly don't think they did. it's it's one of those things where I just like it's one of those things where I just like I play this thing and I'm wondering like why they couldn't do it. Now I always have to go back to the fact that that the Saturn was just that much difficult to work on. You know, it really it really affected performance, and because of that, there was because of that like it definitely hurt the Saturn's um, potential audience. Like no one would want to buy an inferior version of a game. Now, now eventually the Saturn would get there, but I think it's a little too late at that point. Like seriously, I for sure thought that well, I for sure thought that the Saturn was going to be able to make it. But you know, I was a little kid. I was naive. I was like, no, was it 95? I was like 11, I think, or 10. Oh God, I'm old. I was still a kid. We'll leave it at that. So, so when so when it just failed, like I was like, what else? What other games that were like cross compatible, or what that were what other games that had multiple ports suffered, right? I looked at Wipeout. I was really close to buying Wipeout on the Saturn, and I'm thinking I look at the gameplay. It's like I don't think I want to play this. it, hold on, wait. And I did I do have to state though that because the Saturn, I did read the console's word book. It's a great read, right? It's put in an excellent puts things in this perspective, but you're only there's only like one you're only getting one side of the picture, right? One side of the story. Where is this? Okay, I see where I'm at. You're only getting one side of the story, and oh, great! You're only getting one side of the story. So, I would really like to know, like, this is what bugs me, right? Tom Kalinske, he made a lot of good choices. We cannot deny that. He saw the market for what it was and acted accordingly, and that's how the Genesis was able to get as popular as it did. With that said, have I been here before? I think I have. Yeah, I probably have. With that said, um, huh? Really now? Can I use a flute now? Anyway, with that said, this the Saturn, this its design I think was final, or more or less was finalized sometime in '92. Um, and then I think I was reading like a Hitachi thing when right I had Sega and Hitachi made an agreement, started signing contracts in '93. They were probably looking at it during '92 and thought this is going to be our next hardware, right? I wonder if they let Sega of America in on the loop. Hold on, let's see. Where's that flute? I don't have the flute. Echo flute. Huh. Right. So I guess just have to go out to sea and look for it. So, I'm just. Why didn't I guess I'm having trouble articulating this because of how things turned out. But when ah, pardon me. But I was wondering if they ever let Sega of America in on the loop, right? That that they were wait a minute. Where's this? Oh, I'm way over here now. Okay. I wonder if they ever let them in on the loops and hey, this is what we're making stuff with Hitachi. They got this great chip, all this stuff. I thought they did that, right? Sega Japan should have told Sega of America this is what we're gonna do next, and they should have come up with a plan on how to transition from the Genesis a little bit better. Get some get some like SDK software development kits ready made. How soon did Sega of America get those tools? Right. That's the question I have. Based off of magazines, Virgin Interactive had them like a year, like in the beginning of '93, I think. So I would assume that, or in the beginning of '94, I think. Late '90. Well, I gotta read it again, but I think sometime around there. So I would have to assume that I would have to assume that they would have it at least then, right? That a good entire year before it came out. Was there not a dedicated team at Sega of America to make video, Saturn games? There should have been, right? There had to have been. The first stuff from Sega of America. What came out? Was it Pebble Beach Golf? Neat. Zap. Okay, let's see what's in here. I'm gonna have everyone go after that turtle. Oh wait, echo flute. Ah, does that have to be right here? I got this thing right. It's supposed to find. Let's see what this guy says. Maybe I'm missing something. Oh, a memento. Really? Okay, I could tell this is gonna be pain. Oh man. Anyway, playing that game on the Saturn just made me realize that it needed more work. Now, the Saturn needed like the Saturn. It's been a long time, but I think back about those times and how I felt betrayed. And I know it's a machine. It's a piece of plastic with circuitry in it. But I really wanted the Saturn to succeed, and it just didn't. I huh. There really is nothing around there. All right. Well, let me see if I can find anything else. Like, for sure, I gotta. Oh, am I missing something? I remember my brother first bringing that console. It was like the day of launch. Um, Probably repeating the video said earlier, but I remember the day of launch. Right, my brother I think had a I think he had a friend that worked at a Toys R Us or someplace like that, and they told him that the Saturn arrived, that the Saturn's available, and he he just he went for it. He went for it and bought it, and it looked well. It looked amazing. I couldn't like right. In the beginning, when I first, and this was the first time that I heard of a console coming out. Huh. I'm gonna give it a try. Well, that's neat. I don't think I've ever fought. Oh wait, it's just a regular battle. That's neat. What just happened? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It reset itself? Oh, this sucks. Alright, well, at least I didn't do much. Well, I'm not really losing anything, but still. Okay. I don't know why it did that, but it did. It's terrible, terrible. So I'll tell you what. To me, this is how I felt. For the Saturn, I, we I was hearing about this stuff probably for a good year and a half. Sega's making a new gaming machine, and it's gonna do this, that, and the other. And me personally, I was I was kind of skeptical and a little bit intimidated about it, just because around that point, the Genesis was more or less handed to me, right? So it was something that so something that I kind of didn't want to happen because realistically I just didn't want the Genesis era to end. It there were so many games to come out. I was thinking that more games should come out, but you just can't really control things like that. So for the longest time, I was still skeptical. Like, oh, this thing's gonna end the Genesis. I'm not gonna like it as much. All this stuff, right? And sure enough, it didn't end it right away. But when I saw it, what I just kept on hearing about what's gonna do. The games are gonna come out. They're using arcade technology to bring the arcade home, which was always a thing, right? But a part of me was like, well, I don't necessarily want the arcade home. I want to play Streets of Rage, and that's not in arcades. Excuse me, guys. But throughout the entire time, I was hearing about it. I was hearing about the Saturn, and then the whole thing with the 32X just kind of appeared out of nowhere too. And my first, you know, and I started reading about it at Sega Visions. I remember, I think I still have it when they were announcing it, and I'm thinking, wow, like the Sega Vision's saying this about it. Maybe it's gonna be good. And to me, it was good for what it was able to pull off, but it wasn't the true next gen experience that we should have gotten. But still, it is what it is. And eventually, just my maybe I could like. Oh, I still have to collect all the orbs. I wonder if this still be here. Oh, I hope they don't have to be set up in a certain order. Do I have anything else? No, I think that's all the orbs. All the orbs I have. Now we gotta get back. Anyway, so I remember like it was yesterday. I came back home from school, and then I just show up, and my brother is already at home, and and he receives a call. Right, he receives a call, and he just like heads out, uh, kind of quick, and I was like, oh, where is he going? Right, and my mom asks where he's going, and he says, oh, I'm just gonna go to Toys R Us really quick. And at that time, what was it, Toys R Us? I think he went. I don't know where he went. I'll be honest, I don't know where he went. But he said he was gonna go somewhere, and I couldn't for the life of me. Well, I wasn't trying. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but he just showed up. Like he showed up, and it was him and his friends. Came back to my parents' house, and he brought with him the Sega Saturn. He he made a, he went to his room along with his friends, and I followed behind because he knows the little brother, and he connected it, and that was the first time I saw Virtual Fighter. Like he and I've seen 3D games before then, and they weren't very impressive. Right? I remember playing Hard Driving somewhere, and that game was not fun at all. I saw Starblade, I think like at a movie theater, and that that looked interesting, but that wasn't that much fun at all. So, well, let's see. So yeah, to me that wasn't very interesting, right? But when I saw Virtua Fighter, I thought it was like the most awesome. Well, I thought it looks like the most impressive thing ever. Soul named Simon. Right? I thought it was the most impressive thing ever. Because if you really think about it, 3D, all 3D was back then were static shapes, and even the stuff that was on like virtual racing and Star Fox didn't really impress me too much. So eventually, I'm losing my train of thought. But when I saw Virtua Fighter, it was like the most. It was awesome. It was like very very. First off, it was very fluid. The It was very fluid. I'm gonna go to the king right now and save. I don't know why the game reset on me. Yes, heal me up. Anyway, it was very fluid and it gave me it was basically a peek of things to come. The following week, because there weren't a lot of games, but the following week, my brother went ahead and got Panzer Dragoon, and it was the most beautiful game I've ever seen. And it was that game that wanted me to get the Saturn. I was like, all right, I know this is expensive. I'm gonna see if I could bug my parents to see if I could get one. And I did that for a while. I was like, hey, can I get one for myself? Can I get one for myself? You know, well, I'll play with your brothers, and my brother was gonna take off soon. That was gonna be a problem. So that was gonna be a problem. Eventually, and that's how it was. Like he was like, no, you have your Genesis, play that. What do you need this for? You're fine with what you have. And for the most part, that really did bug me a little bit. Like, oh my god, I can't believe it. So I just kind of stuck with my Genesis and thought about ways how I could get my own. Thought about how I could get a Saturn, right? And and at that point, I was thinking, well, maybe, and I wasn't getting an allowance or whatever. The last At that point, the last thing I bought for myself was the Master Gear converter. Um, because at that time, all I would ever, anytime I would get a video game would be like for like Christmas and birthdays, and that was it. You're not gonna get you're not gonna get this game or that game or whatever. So it was a real, for sure. It was, well, like if you're buying a game, or like if you're getting a game, it was a real investment. Like you really had to pick and choose. And a console was something that was way beyond. It was like, oh, you're not gonna get this. You're gonna, you know, it's gonna take a long time. So I did the only thing I could think of was just wait. I waited, and during this time, I was reading the magazines and I was reading, well, just mainly like EGM, Game Pro, and every once in a while a Next Generation magazine. I was already there. I know I have to use the flute somewhere, right? So so what eventually did was, what eventually happened was that I was rocking that Genesis till like '98. But let me continue. I was reading the magazines. And the magazines were covering the Saturn in a favorable light up until like I probably until '96, and until like mid to late '96. That and all it was like they were portraying the Saturn as uh, that you know it all that it's a that they're portraying the Saturn as kind of a contender, and that Sega's going all out. They're doing a good job with these kind of games. And at the time, the Saturn was seeing a good slew of games in '96. But it was at that point when I went from elementary to junior high. I was no longer gonna be with my friends that I would have these discussions with. My friends in elementary were a bit of we were like a gaming group who had like different preferences, but we would just like to talk about games. And then like my brother's friend, he moved away, the or whatever, the one that had like a lot of insight about the video game industry. I think he might have known someone that worked for THQ or something. Don't quote me on that, but he had a lot of knowledge, and he was gone. And then like everything, all this like core people that that would pass around this information, was gone. And that's when the magazines stopped showing up, right? So so from that point on, from like late night, I would say around September, November '96 forward, I did not know what was going on with Sega, right? I did not know that they had this bit of a dry spell. Or and I guess I should have paid a more close attention. But for sure, let's see. Okay, I know where I'm at. I'm gonna go for that Pachi thing. Anyway, no, yeah, down here. I was very unaware of what was going on with Sega and the Saturn. Um, I still think that they were doing good. Every so often, I would see a game or whatever. But let me tell you the thing that was really going on. For my point of view, I wasn't paying attention to what everyone else is saying. Slowly but surely, people were stopped talking about the Saturn, right? And my old friends, we I would hardly even like talk to them. You know, they weren't talking about much about the Saturn either. Like, oh, I don't want to try this game, want to try that game, want to try that game. No, no, there was nothing like that. I think I picked the wrong one. Oh man. So there was no way for me to figure out or find out what was happening. Now, from '97 to like early '98, I really thought that Saturn was an okay spot. That they have these games coming out, that games are coming out, and that wasn't the case. And you're probably guys probably wondering, well, if how could he not know? Couldn't you see that couldn't you see that there was a lack of Saturn titles on the shelf? Like, and I didn't notice that because I really didn't go to department stores, right? That I couldn't for the life of me somehow. Oh, spell. I couldn't for the life of me find out what was happening. It was all like it was all like out of sight, out of mind. And during this entire time, I was hoping, I was like praying that my parents would get me a Saturn. Unfortunately, that was not the case. That was not the case at all. It was when I finally got. Now, I gotta let you guys know. Oh God. Is this a swastika? Yep, it's a swastika. That's funny. Now, I gotta tell you, from 95 all the way up to 98, we're talking about two, 2.5 years, more or less. I was rocking that Genesis. I totally loved my Genesis. I played it, I continued playing it. I would find I would find games here and there. One, two, three. Yes. Oh, great. A random battle. Oh, of course, I'll have to take it on by myself. Because why not? So I'm rocking this thing. No joke. I play my Genesis, but even at this point, my parents are noticing that I'm getting quite bored with my system. So I'm gonna get one, two, three, four, five. Uh, whoa. There you go. Get out of there. I'm getting quite bored, and I think my dad's having thoughts maybe I should get him a video game console for his birthday in '98, right? And oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. Oh man, that sucks. And my dad knows I'm getting kind of quite bored with what I got, right? And he just starts making a plan. Now he's discussing with my brother what I want for a system. Now I wanted a Saturn. I definitely wanted a Saturn, and in my mind, even though I wasn't reading any magazines or hearing anything from the few guys at in middle school that would talk to me about games, we were you know, I, the confusing myself here. I really wanted a Saturn because I I really thought that there was already a Streets of Rage 4 out. I remember reading something about it in one of the EGMs. It turned out to be Fighting Force, but I really thought that there was a Streets of Rage on on the Saturn. Then I thought that the new Sonic that they were talking about was already out. One, two, three, four, five, and that was not the case, man. That was not the case at all. And and sure enough, really, this is gonna be a pain. I could tell. There you go. So so what happened was that I was given this as a present. I was given the PlayStation as a present, and on my birthday for like in '98, and I was happy. I was like, oh wow, this. At that point, I just didn't care. I was like, it's a new console. Um, it's a new console. It oh they're whittling down my health. Okay, I think I could just. So anyway, again. All right, I think I should be able to take them out now. Well, if I sorry got quiet all of a sudden, I'm trying to heal myself. Okay, well, I spell heal. Okay, so when I got the PlayStation, I was happy. You know, I was happy that I finally got a system on my own. But a piece of me really wanted that Saturn. But I was like, you know what? I'll get it at some point. It's fine. Sure. Roll the dice. Really? One, two, three, four. Oh my god. I should make a video about the PlayStation 1. But at the time, I was kind of sad that there was no That didn't get a Saturn at first, but my brother knew better. He told me that that there's like no games for it. Party dress, roll dice. Oh, oh God, please don't fall. Yes. Okay. No. Ooh, getting close. Oh no. Man, I don't like this. Going back to the game that I'm playing. Okay, good. Oh God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I made it. 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 Oh wow. Oh, that was good. Item. Party dress. Well, let's see. Um, you know, I will equip the Dragon Tail. See what I think it might be just like the whip. I mean, I was like, I find it kind of funny that they put the swastika. I wonder if Nintendo would have let them. The attacks are high enough, I think, but go ahead and save it. I have to find out where to go next, guys. I really don't know where to go. You know, Sega Lord X made an excellent video explaining why the Saturn failed. He does bring out a lot of good points, like stuff I I wish would have happened, never happened. It it saddens me somewhat. It saddens me somewhat because when I see the stuff that Japan got, it let's see. Man, like I think the issue was is first marketing and second the fact that there was no it was marketing and the fact that the fact that there was a definite lack of games. I really don't know why. I wonder what Ryoko Kodama was working on during this time. Because I definitely like the Fantasy Star series. I just Hold on. I. Huh. I gotta check these castles a little bit more thoroughly. What do I do with the small metals? Oh man, the. Oh yeah, I already know what I'm doing. Oh. 51 north, 54 west. Oh wait, I get it now. Okay, I get it. Okay, I think I know where I'm going now. Oh man. The next time I play this game, I'm gonna cheat like no one's business. And he learns tornado. Awesome. That's pretty cool. Mm. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I got a general idea where I have to go, but still, it's. Well, let me just keep on trying. Let me just save this and then I'll try it really quickly right now. No. Yeah, I don't think I want to become the king of Rome. A lot of bad things happened there, so never mind. Oh wait. Huh. So what was pushing me back? I wonder if this was a mission I had to do earlier, considering how easy some of these Lights are. Am I missing something? Yeah, you know what? guess there's nothing here. I guess I had to get that. I thought I had to like commandeer that ship and go so I could go into that place. Oh, the bridge. have to talk to this guy. Huh, it's a weaker. Okay, well, I'm gonna end the stream here. Hold on, I just spell. Ugh. Okay. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. That's rough. That is rough. Oh man. I gotta get this day started. Thank you guys for watching and hear me ramble about the Saturn. But yeah, it was fun. I wish I could have done more. I want to stream more, but I just don't have the time nowadays. Especially as I'm trying to beat that one game. Oh God, it's tough. Anyway, peace out, guys. Take care.